There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to hair care. A product that works wonders for curls might make straight hair limp and greasy. I've had my own personal struggle with trying to find a good shampoo and conditioner that works with my specific hair texture. Thanks to my personalized Prose routine, I can honestly say I've never been more in love with my hair. Prose makes custom hair care that's effective because it's personal. Using natural ingredients with proven results, Prose customizes every product in your routine from shampoo to supplements. First, Prose starts by asking you about you as a person with their in-depth consultation. Prose asked me really unexpected things, like if I exercise, what my zip code was. It was actually really surprising. Next, Prose analyze all my answers and determine what unique blend of ingredients should be in every product of my custom routine. I really love using my shampoo and my conditioner from Prose. I've noticed that my hair texture is now softer, shinier, fuller, and stronger. Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Take your free in-depth hair consultation and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/think. That's prose.com/think for your free in-depth hair consultation and 15% off. Here's something I didn't know. 98% of oral bacteria are good for you, and they're actually essential for your oral health. Turns out, the fact that all bacteria are bad is just a myth, and Lumino is busting it wide open. My Lumino products have made me feel healthier, safer, and happier about my smile. I can definitely tell the difference after I use the whitening strips, and I feel more confident. Lumino makes toothpaste, mouthwash, and whitening that are totally new and different approach for improving your oral health. They use purposeful and uncompromising ingredients like sea salt, aloe, and coconut oils to clean and brighten your smile. Find Lumino on Amazon.com and get $7 off today. That's Lumineux. Remember, it's spelled with an X, so you can X out the harm. Lumino, dedicated to illuminating better ideas in oral care.
Winter is supposed to be hibernation time, and I simply can't deny it, but I'm staying in more than usual. But that doesn't mean I'm not busy or that I want to spend all my time in the kitchen. Luckily, I don't have to meal plan or prep, and I can still eat well now that I leave my meals to Factor.
Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen, prepared meals that are so delicious you wouldn't believe they're actually good for you. Factor saves me time by delivering chef-crafted meals to my doorstep, eliminating the hassle of grocery shopping and meal prep. Not to mention cleanup. No dishes to wash here. Factor is perfect for new moms. I barely have time to feed myself, let alone think about preparing a meal. Factor tackles the tough stuff, so I don't have to. Their registered dietitians and expert chefs work hand in hand to create meals with nutritious ingredients. And with more than 29 meal options each week, I'm never bored. Head to go.factor75.com/think120 and use code think120 to get $120 off. That's code think120 at go.factor75.com/think120 for $120 off.
Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. 3 moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and the WTF moments of our daily lives. My name is Argyle Lynn.
And I'm Shannon.
And I'm Cheyenne. Sorry, my mic was down, guys. We clearly are.
We haven't used our mics in a while because we haven't actually been together when we've recorded. We've been recording over Zoom, and I think we're just adjusting.
Yeah.
We're getting back into the groove.
Seriously, though, I feel like this
interesting
week has been that, getting back into things.
Yeah. A lot of people were like, hey, you guys didn't give us your WTF from last week.
What was your WTF, Shy?
I think we should start with some WTFs just because it's been that active.
Okay. Mine last week was that I feel like I've told you guys sharding stories before with Rye. Okay, understanding what sharding is. He's headbutting me, and I don't want someone to be like, why are you beating up your nephew?
Want me to take him?
He's technically doing it himself. So anyway, yeah, talking about sharding. So like sharding has been a topic in our house because Ryder's is learning the difference between like when you fart and when you shart and that feeling. But last week she was sick and I kept telling her, if you have to fart, it's probably a poop. Like, understand that. And she kept telling me she understood, right? So it's like 5 a.m. and I hear the mom, and I'm like, dun, 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 dun. I'm just like, what is it? Zach's like, shaking out of his sleep. He's like, what is it? Somebody, he's thinking the worst case scenario. I'm like, oh my God. So I get up and she goes, I thought I had to fart. And I'm like, it's okay, right? It's just an accident. Y'all, I'm thinking it's just going to be like a minor shart, right? There was shit all over the bed. It was just everywhere. It was literally everywhere. It was like water came out of her ass. It was everywhere. And so I put her in the shower. I cleaned her up. And she goes, I'm just going to go lay in your bed now. I'm like, okay.
No, you're not.
Okay.
I hope you put a towel down.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Zach kept on going, what was in there? What happened? I'm like, nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing happened. We're all good here. But that was my last week WTF. I'm just going to finish my WTF from this week because it all coincides. So I got whatever Ryder had, and then Boz had, and then Corey had it, Mila had it. We all had a 24-hour bug.
Yeah. Isabel got it.
Yeah.
My dad got a taste of it.
My friend is getting mad at me. But so Zach was like, hey, I think I got it. I'm like, why do you think you got it? He's like, I got the runs. I'm like, oh, fuck. If you got the runs, mine are coming. So next day he throws up. I'm like, oh, he's sick. So it's probably like 6 a.m. and I throw up out of nowhere, like barely can make it to the bathroom type throw up. To the point where Zach is like, let it out, I'll clean it up. I'm like, like screaming, right? So for the full day, we're taking turns. Zach is able to actually make it to the bathroom.
My mom and Cheyenne, we were all texting, talking about, I'm taking turns, now it's Zach's turn.
No, literally, it was so freaking bad. So Zach would go to the bathroom, throw up, and he ended up just putting like a trash can next to my side of the bed because I couldn't make it. Like, it would just come from nowhere. There was no, like, when you have to throw up and your mouth gets like watery and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's about to happen. No, mine was just like, blah. So Zach put a trash can next to the bed for me, and the second time I threw up, he was in the bathroom throwing up, and I just like do a quick motion over, so I missed the trash can.
Oh, Lord.
But then I make some in the trash can, so then Zach is like moseying back from the bathroom after he just threw up his life. Mind you, this is going on for hours, so there's nothing left in us to actually throw up.
So you guys...
It's like water and Gatorade that we're throwing up in like stomach bio. So he like moseys back into the room. He's like, I'm gonna change your trash bag. He's like cleaning up the throw up off the floor
while he's weak.
It was like the sick leading the sick. Like there was no
clean up your trash bag.
There was no helping us. My mom kept texting me like, I feel so helpless. I can't help you guys. I'm like, stay away. It was so freaking bad, like so freaking bad. It was just coming out of every freaking end. In the butt one, it was just like water out of your butt, like so.
It never happened like they were coming out at the same time.
Oh my God, that happened to me when I had food poisoning.
Oh, ew.
When I had food poisoning, I legit was on the toilet and throwing up at the same time, and it was like
right, like it was like where do I go?
Right. But no, thank God for this one, it was one or the other. Like it was either we were going that way or going this way. But that was my WTF. But I say that to say the next day afterwards, Zach was like, Zach's a farter. Like, this is what it is. I kept telling him, boy, you better be careful farting because you gonna let something out that you're not expecting, right? Because that night, I had a nightmare that I shit the bed. And everything in me jumped up and ran to the bathroom like I really shit the bed. Like,
you thought you did?
I thought I legit shit the bed. And all I'm thinking to myself is, how am I supposed to explain to Zach we need to change the sheets and probably flip our mattress because I pooped myself? And
he would still love you though. He'd be like, what can we do?
Bro, I asked him the next day, I'm like, I had a nightmare that I pooped myself. What we've done? He was like, I would have never let you forget that you shit the bed. Number one, and number two, like, ew. I'm like, oh, and everything in me is like checking my pants. Still, like, I feel like it's PTSD.
I poop in my pants.
Yeah, so. Aww. That's on my WTFs for, a while. It's just
for a while.
It's just a very shitty mess going on over here.
Oh shit.
Do you have a WTF you want to start with?
Do I want to start with a WTF? I don't really have a WTF.
Okay.
I really don't. There's nothing funny about my life right now.
Oh, well, that's a WTF within itself.
Right?
So
I guess when I had my mom moment, 5 days without Parker, all I did was I cried for the first 2 days.
Why were you crying?
One, because I got in an argument with my parents, so it frustrated me that they were leaving. I was leaving on that note, so cried my eyes out then. Then I woke up the next morning like Kyle, just crying.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Y'all be some crying ass girls. I can't lie. You guys, Shannon is a crier and Kyle's a crier. Like,
I don't know what was going on. I was like, but why?
Oh, well, maybe you just needed to release it.
I think I needed a lot of release. So I'm happy I was able to do that.
Good. This episode, I feel like we just started with WTS and you guys had to listen to me talk about shitting myself for the first 10 minutes. But this episode, really, we just want to focus on a few things. Number one, really quick, Teen Mom Family Reunion is coming to an end. I'm very sad about that. Last night was the second to last episode. I thought it was a cute episode. It's out now that we got renewed for a second season, so I think that's really exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And people keep asking me, like, who do you want to come? Who do you want them? I stick to what I'm saying. Like, I want them to invite everybody. Like, it is what it is. Whether or not you have a problem with the person, like, clearly it can get resolved the same way, like, Jade and Ashley got resolved, and look at them now. I don't think that they should keep certain people away for whatever reason. So I hope that they look at the roster this time and
mend
and send out invites for everybody, because why not? But other than that, I am excited for the season finale, and then I'm excited that we get to do this again, because I feel like doing it a second time is going to be better than the first time, only because we know what we're getting into.
Right. And you'll have more tools and
and now that we all
to look forward to.
Yeah, it's like now we all know each other. Now we're all friends. So it was gonna genuinely be more of like a reunion, like
then of get to know you.
Yeah, then like, hi, I know you, but I don't know you. Like, am I supposed to say hi? I'm Cheyenne. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right, you know me, but you don't know me.
Yeah, it's like that awkwardness. But whatever. That's my teen mom spiel. Other than that, we're gonna focus this episode on getting to know Shannon.
Hey, you guys. I'm excited about this episode because I feel like I'm open on here, but I don't think that I have released everything about me and Robert's relationship and co-parenting things. Sometimes I, have those good days where I'm like, oh yeah, me and Robert are cool. And then some days I'm just like, what? Like, I don't give a fuck. And I just talk. So I think today is about me really getting real with you guys, digging in deep, and so that you guys can fully relate and understand where I'm coming from as a mother, where I'm coming from as a co-parent with Robert. So I'm excited about this.
I'm excited. I've known Shannon my whole life. So I feel like from an outside perspective and doing the podcast with her, and especially with somebody who's new to not sharing, but sharing publicly and having people have opinions on when you share publicly, and especially opinion on your life. It's like, that is, it's not for everybody, and it definitely takes some getting used to. So I say that only to say, like, have grace when we do this podcast. I'm used to sharing. It's just a part of my life now. So I'm used to sharing the good, bad, and the ugly. I overshare sometimes. Clearly, I just told you guys about me shitting in the bed. But you guys have to realize, like, Shannon is new to this. We've been doing, not too new because this is like our 42nd episode, but new to sharing and having to share things that necessarily you don't want to share.
Yeah. I feel like in the beginning, I for sure was really hesitant, and I think you guys felt that. I think now that we're on our 40th, maybe 41st episode, I think I'm getting a little more used to it. I'm still I'm a very open person, but at the same time, to be able to share with, the world and my story is something very personal. So I'm excited. And I think it's my time. I think I'm ready to be that open with you guys. I've been open. I've been real. I haven't, lied or said anything that's not real, but I think I'm fully ready.
And that's good. And I feel like it's okay that I think it's okay to self-reflect and be like, okay, I can not only share more, but maybe release a little bit more. And maybe within me doing that, it will help the next mom or help the next woman who's in the same situation. And knowing you and Robert's situation, I do think that you telling your truth and your narrative of it can definitely help the next person.
I really hope so.
Just knowing that they're not like alone in it.
Yeah, because I know there's moms out there that can totally relate to from my pregnancy, from me and Robert knowing each other since high school. So I think there's a lot of relatable things.
Yeah. So why don't we start there?
Welcome back, Kyle.
Yep, didn't get through.
I think you should start with your pregnancy. I mean, that's where it all started. That's where your co-parenting and relationship and journey starts, right?
Yeah. So, me and Robert go way back. We go back in high school. I met him I would say my senior year of high school. I thought he was the cutest thing on earth. He has freckles. He could dance. And I just thought he was just so freaking cute. And he was way younger than me. He was a sophomore? Yeah. I think he was a sophomore in high school. So right there was just... I remember the first time I went to his house and met his mom, and she told me she's from Belize, and she had I was sitting on the couch. She was like, "You're robbing the cradle." She was like, "Why are you so old? Or why are you dating my son?" I was like, "Hi, okay, thank you, nice to meet you too."
This isn't awkward at all.
It was so awkward, but
Shannon wanted to put him in her pocket.
Man, I did. But yeah, so I just thought this kid was so cute. Even though he was from there, he was a little player. I was too, so I can't, shame him too much. But
I will say, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off. I just have to add, I will say that I've known Robert since I was in
High school.
I even want to say almost before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he does tell me.
Robert before my senior year of high school.
I've known
Robert
him.
did tell me this. He was like, "Yo, I knew Cheyenne and Kyle before you." I'm like,
Okay. Well, you didn't know us before Shannon.
Right.
Because we've known each other since we were babies. But
yeah,
I've known Robert for a very long time, like middle school. So backstory really quick. And I only want to put my tidbit in because
Shy said middle school.
No,
that blows my mind.
Because Robert had this friend Kent, and Kent and I were really good friends. And Robert and Kent would dress up like twins
all the time.
I
think that's why how they dressed was like
it was
like
their personality,
cool, like bright.
Yes,
they were like
they would come with like full beads and overalls.
They were like black boy ravers.
Yeah, they were. Yes. Robert and Kent would come over to my house all the time, like religiously all the time.
We used to have a lot of parties and kickbacks at our house, and so like people were always
there.
Yeah.
So when Shannon says like Robert was cute, Like, I wish I could have. There's literally I have a picture of Robert and Kent dressed up in one of these little outfits. And
Did
he
they have
was
a bow tie?
Yes,
They're like adorable children.
They were genuinely like cute. Like, ooh,
So cute. Like, you just wanted to squeeze them.
Yes. So
yeah, and they could dance.
Yeah, they were like little performers.
They were performing. I was like,
I'm not
that's
kidding.
What got me.
I'm not kidding.
We gotta go find some
Shannon
pictures.
got by the little boy in the overalls with the bow tie.
and the raver beads.
And then Robert used to come over and dress me just like him.
Stop. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
When we used to date, he used to like dress me, or like we would go shopping and he'd be like, yeah, get these these neon green skinny jeans.
He would be a neon.
Yeah.
Oh.
All I know is when Shannon was talking about Robert, I was like, wait, hold up.
Because these were like my friends.
Yeah.
And I want to say, weren't they a year? How old is Robert?
Robert is turning 30 this year.
I always thought that they were a year behind me.
Yeah, I thought they were younger than Cheyenne too. So I know, like,
when I heard that Shannon was dating him, and this is back in like when I was in high school, I was like,
Shannon.
I'm like, Kyle, why is one of your friends dating like somebody younger than me? Like, what is she doing?
I don't know what I was doing.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
All right, keep going.
Okay, so fast forward, me and Robert, on and off through college, through everything. We've been through a lot. We've seen each other through so many different relationships. And he's seen me go through a lot of shit in life and just all that. So fast forward, we got pregnant.
How old were you?
I want to say maybe 2025.
And how old was Robert?
No. I was 25. I don't remember. I don't know how old Robert was. I can't do math.
24.
No, he's not a year younger than her.
He's
If she was, so then 23.
23. So he was young. If you were to tell this story, I was trying to have a kid with him, but I don't think I was.
Were you on birth control?
No, I wasn't on birth control. So anyways.
Were you guys using some type of pull-out method?
That was our method for a long time. But it just got to a point where we were just like having so much sex and we were just not caring in like no world. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was kind of devastated just because I knew Robert's background and I knew that our relationship at the time wasn't sturdy. It wasn't, I knew Robert was maybe messing around with somebody. It just wasn't an unhealthy relationship. And I think at the time when I told him, we were going through it, so I wasn't my happiest. So it took me a while to tell him. And when I did, I went to his house and I remember just crying, like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are our options? Like, I don't know if you're ready. I don't know if I'm ready. And he just looked at me and he was just so freaking happy. He was like, we're about to have a baby. Like, this is so exciting. And in my head, I was thinking about all the things like, are you able to provide for me? Are you going to be able to be the man that I need you to be? Are we going to be okay? And those were my questions. And I just remember me leaving after that, after I told him and, just telling him I didn't know how to feel. And he was like, well, we're going to do this. It's going to be okay. Like, and all the good stuff that you want to hear when you tell someone you're pregnant. Mm-hmm. So I took his word. My mom was excited for me. She was like, mind you guys, I'm going to be super transparent. I've had multiple abortions before this.
This one time, Shannon and I had an abortion at the same time, and we both hid it from each other. And then we we were truthful with each other, and we both had it. Was in October, and we were like, "Me too," and we were like, "I love you," and then we went on with our day. Do you remember that?
I'm so red, you guys.
I just had to say it because you went there.
This is my moment.
Yes.
Kyle, that was Shannon's moment, okay?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
That was her moment. That was not yours.
No, because I feel like it's great. I never hear anybody talk about this freely, so I'm like, I just got excited.
No. I'm happy about it.
Do you, boo? You're laying it out today.
Can I ask a question? Just the person over here, not in this little world over here.
Yes, sorry, let me quiet down.
No.
When you say that you've had multiple abortions, were they with Robert?
No. So I was in a really, before Robert knew about this relationship, and he was kind of my moral support during it. I was in a very abusive relationship, and with that guy, I had a couple of abortions, and it was traumatizing because one, I was in an abusive relationship, and then two, it was just, it's not something that you're proud to do as a woman. And so when my mom found out I was having a baby with Robert, she was kind of relieved. She was like, this is, you're old enough, like Robert's family is stable, you'll be in a good situation.
Did she know about the previous abortion?
Yes,
Okay.
she did. She actually took me to one of them. So, yeah. I was, I love Robert's family, and, one of my childhood dreams was like, I want to marry this man and have a kid with him. So, it wasn't something that wasn't so devastating, but it was just the thing that, our relationship hasn't always been steady. So I was just questioning that. So fast forward.
Before we fast forward, I just want to say one thing. Seeing how emotional and how excited at the same time you got to talk about it.
About abortions, yeah.
I think we should do an episode talking about abortions, just because, like you said, Kyle, it's not something that people really talk about. I feel like it's very taboo. I don't know if that's the right word to use.
Yeah, it is a taboo subject. I think abortions and miscarriages is something to definitely talk about.
No one talks about.
It's a very emotional, sensitive.
I do think that would be. You guys can let us know
what you think about that.
If you think we should cover that topic, or if y'all are like, we don't want to hear about that. But I do think it is a good topic to talk about.
I agree, just because when I went through those things, I didn't know how to recover after it. I didn't know how to take care of my body. Yeah. I didn't know how to mentally deal with it, emotionally, spiritually. I didn't know how to deal with it at the time. But since then, I now have those resources, or here's a care regimen. So I think it is a great conversation to have, only for me personally, because now I can kind of give a bit of encouragement, or here's something that you can do afterwards, because they happen.
They do happen. And it's interesting because I remember telling my mom about my abortion, and I remember her telling me, don't ever tell anybody. Keep that to yourself. And, for your mom to tell you that, it's kind of deep. For your mom to tell you to silent yourself and not being able to be open about something that
you need to talk
traumatized, and is so traumatizing because it's the coldest feeling of your life.
Yeah.
Just the whole situation. Yeah. But I think it's a really good topic to have. Not a lot of women talk about it. A lot of women are silenced by it because they think it's, they look down upon, embarrassing,
shameful.
So,
it's a part of life.
So I'm happy that excited you
I'm mad I got that excited.
Well, I'm mad you got that excited too. I can't lie. I'm like, girl.
No, but even
Shannon was having her moment to share, and you were like,
no, but I think it's an interesting conversation because we were going through similar things at
and
the
you guys
same
didn't
time,
share,
and we didn't talk about it till way later.
Yeah. To this day, my dad always, every now and then, goes, have you had an abortion? I'm like, no, Dad. He goes, are you sure? I'm like, no, man. Fuck. At this point, I would just tell you, but no. So I have not had one, but
Dad took me.
I do think that it is something from an outside perspective. I do have a lot of questions to ask. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to hair care. A product that works wonders for curls might make straight hair limp and greasy. I've had my own personal struggle with trying to find a good shampoo and conditioner that works with my specific hair texture. Thanks to my personalized Prose routine, I can honestly say I've never been more in love with my hair. Prose makes custom hair care that's effective because it's personal. Using natural ingredients with proven results, Prose customizes every product in your routine from shampoo to supplements. First, Prose starts by asking you about you as a person with their in-depth consultation. Prose asked me really unexpected things, like if I exercise, what my zip code was. It was actually really surprising. Next, Prose analyzed all my answers and determined what unique blend of ingredients should be in every product of my custom routine. Together, Prose got all my hair goals covered. I really love using my shampoo and my conditioner from Prose. I've noticed that my hair texture is now softer, shinier, fuller, and stronger, which is super important for me, especially after just having a baby. As a carbon neutral certified B Corp, Prose is an industry leader in clean and responsible beauty. All of their ingredients are sustainably sourced, ethically gathered, and cruelty-free. They're also the first custom beauty brand to go carbon neutral. If you're not 100% positive Prose is the best hair care you've had, they will take all the products back, no questions asked. Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Take your free in-depth hair consultation and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/think. That's prose.com/think for your free in-depth hair consultation and 15% off.
Soft, cozy, and sustainable. 3 words I usually don't use when describing my underwear, but that all changed when I tried Parade. Parade makes sustainable, creative basics so soft and comfortable that you can't wait to put them on. This company launched only 2.5 years ago with the mission to make underwear more accessible, inclusive, and self-expressive. Since then, they've sold over 2 million pairs. Parade's inclusive sizing means you will have zero trouble finding that perfect bralette or pair of underwear. I just had a baby, and to be honest, I don't know what size I wear nowadays. Luckily, the underwear starts at $8, so I was able to get more than plenty and try different sizes. I just picked up their high-rise thong, and it's so soft, I can't even feel it on my body. I love a seamless panty. Did I mention that they are all about sustainability? Parade crafts their signature styles with super soft, certified recycled yarns, plus all their products come in biodegradable packaging. They have a underwear recycling program. I've never heard of this, but I'm going to try it out. And for every Parade purchase you make, they give back to organizations that support reproductive rights, racial equality, and LGBTQ plus communities. Upgrade your top drawer with an exclusive 20% off Parade. Go to yourparade.com/think and use code THINK to get 20% off. That's yourparade.com/think.
And I'll share another. I have more.
Okay, fast forwarding.
So yeah, during my pregnancy, sorry.
Were you? I'm sorry.
Ask questions.
I just wanted to when Shannon said she was close to the family, it wasn't like, oh, here's like an occasional visit. Like you really had relationships with his sister. You were really good friends, and I know she already had.
She had her son,
and it's like you were. Shannon, in my opinion, was a part of their family from like an outward perspective. Like
when I tell you, from
regardless of Robert,
regardless of when we. Even back leading up to us getting pregnant, I was always at his house. Like Kyle said, I was really good friends with his sister, really close with his mom and his older sisters. And I would sit in the kitchen and have these deep conversations, talk about her being from Belize and be with his sister and go with, her husband at the time and just different things. So I was involved with his family. I super close with his family. They loved me like I was their daughter. And
so they were supportive throughout your pregnancy.
They were very supportive. I would go grocery shopping with them while I was pregnant, cry with them, all types of stuff. And I would vent to them about things. And that's a very touchy subject right there because at the end of the day, that is his family. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I can't bash him for them to always be on my side or like say something for them to always like, Shannon, you're right. Like, my son is this, my son is that. And I've learned that through the years till today, I've removed myself from their family just because now Robert has 2 baby mamas and 2 other kids. And I've had to learn that it's not always in my favor. They're always not going to be on my team. Even though they love me, even though I know they have my back, but I had to learn to not always be in that setting because at the end of the day, it could hurt me, it could drain me, and it could take things from me that I don't like.
So it's like with boundaries, you had to learn boundaries.
I had to learn my boundaries with family.
And that takes time.
Yeah, I agree.
It took a lot of time for me to realize that.
When you were pregnant, in the beginning, Robert was excited, supportive, blah, blah, blah. How did that go on throughout your pregnancy?
I think throughout my pregnancy was a roller coaster. I will say that. It wasn't the healthiest roller coaster. Me and Robert got in a lot of fights. There was a lot of, I think when you feel pregnant, there's sometimes that you don't feel beautiful. There's sometimes that you go through your hormones and you're questioning yourself, you're wondering, and all these types of emotions. And I found out a couple times that he was cheating on me. I got a message one time from a girl telling me like, oh, I just found out, you know, Robert's my man and this and that, and this, our sex is amazing. And to get a message like that while you're pregnant, thinking that your significant other is being faithful to you is devastating. Yeah. And
I feel like that is like the number one worst time to cheat on anybody.
It was, you know, and to get a message from a female that is just cocky as shit, you're like, okay.
Like, why would she even want to
like,
put you down?
Yeah.
Like,
you clearly see I'm pregnant. Do you think you could just say he's cheating?
Yeah.
Like, you could have left it at that.
It was like, he gives the best head and all just nasty shit. And I'm like, okay.
But that says something about...
That says more about her than...
her. Yeah,
that's just, you know...
Girl, if you ever see this podcast, you got her fucked up.
And you're just a low person. Like,
yeah, your coochie probably stink now.
You're a low person. And that to be like that towards someone who's pregnant...
her coochie probably stinks.
Yeah, so it was that was my first interaction with him being cheating
When
on
you
me.
got that message, did you respond?
I don't remember. I don't think I responded. I think I came to Robert and I showed him the message. And of course it's, why are you believing these girls? Why are you believing these messages? They're not real. Why are you feeding into these lies?
He's a master gaslighter.
And a master just smooth talker and like, why are you...
He's still dancing, y'all. He's like, let me distract you with all my beads. Right. And let me just keep moving.
And that's how I felt. Because when you're pregnant, you're like, I you know, like, at the moment, I'm like, no, you're just fucking with me. Like, don't, like, you know, it was just really a mind fuck. Yeah. And then, you know... Throughout the pregnancy, we tried to make it work, and he lived like at this boy house, and it was just so gross. Such a, like, I don't know, it was just nasty. Just bottles everywhere. Yeah, it was just a bunch of guys living together. It was just
like a frat house.
Like, literally like a frat house. And, you know, I would stay there sometimes because he wanted to be with his pregnant girlfriend. But it wasn't.
You guys have to watch the YouTube because I feel like y'all be thinking I'm laughing at Shannon. I'm not laughing at her. It's her facial expressions.
And her hands.
It's not her story. That's not it.
Like, you wanted me to stay in this, like, weed house with all these bottles everywhere. Like, all the boys would have to leave because here's Robert's pregnant ass girlfriend sitting on the couch while y'all want to smoke. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Now I imagine like
Shannon was killing the vibe.
It's a frat house. Wait, in my mind, I'm like, it's frat house meets like trap house.
It
and
was,
then, like,
but
pregnant
they
girl
all
on the couch.
respected me. So they're like, oh, bro, I'm sorry. Like,
As they're smoking their blunt.
right. My bad. You want me to put this out? Like, they'd be like, oh, let me wave it.
Actually,
Shannon.
tobacco free is papers over here.
Yeah,
Looking back, do you think maybe you would have made some different?
Yeah, I would have. I mean, but like at the same time, you want to be with your boyfriend. You want that love.
Support.
So it wasn't the best, and he knew. So like that's why the boys would go outside, but then come back inside and smell like fucking weed. But anyways, y'all.
She made it through.
I made it through.
She made it through.
And mind you, he wanted me to move in after I had Parker.
To the boys' house?
Yes. They would give us the one room they had in the house.
Wait, there was only one room in the house?
One room.
Where was everybody sleeping?
I think it was a 2-bedroom. So there was...
How many boys
I
are
was
in
gonna
this
say,
house?
how many people?
So it was him, one of his coworkers, and like some boys that would, like another guy that would kind of slum. Is that what the word is? Like...
he'd crash.
He would crash there. So it was just, but
You're like, I'm not moving there.
No.
I wasn't going
Okay,
to.
wait.
Could
You
Robert
talked a
come
lot
to your house?
about. Thank you. You talked a lot about
Robert's
your
family.
interaction with Robert's family. No. Yeah, your interaction with Robert's family. What was Robert's interaction with
mine?
your family?
Exactly.
Since he's burned a lot of bridges with my feelings, my parents seeing me being hurt by him. Mind you, my mom and his sister, they love each other. But Robert always felt a way about coming to my house because I think he knew my dad just wasn't the fondest of him, and it's still like that to this day.
Him.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a very open person with my parents, like sometimes. So my dad knew what was going on. He knew the deal. So he didn't come over that much. Yeah. He didn't come over.
Did they know that they wanted, or that did they know that Robert wanted you to move into the boy house?
Yeah. Which is another story in itself because after I had Parker, I feel like I'm jumping around, so I'll wait.
Okay.
But yeah, they knew that he wanted me to move in with him.
All right.
In another incident, we just had a drama-filled pregnancy, but to the point where I knew that I did a lot of praying, you guys. A lot of moments by myself, a lot of moments crying to Parker while he was in my tummy, a lot of rubbing, a lot of Bible reading, and a lot of praying to God to pray that my son would be my protector. Praying into myself. A lot of that.
I like that, praying into yourself.
I prayed into myself, and I say to this day that I literally prayed exactly what Parker is to me right now.
Oh.
Because Parker is my little protector. He is the most little gentleman that you'll ever meet. He's everything that I prayed for and more. And I thank God for that every day. I think God literally gives you what you need in the form of a child.
I agree.
I think, whether you have a girl first or a boy first, there's a reason why you had that child first. To show you your strengths, to show you that love that you needed at the time. So
I
That's
agree.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I really believe that when people are like, oh, I'm about to have a boy, or I'm like, there's a reason why God did that for you. So I think God showed me, because I've been in so many bad male relationships, that God gave me Parker to show me that, it's possible for a little boy human.
There's love.
in the world.
Little boy human.
Yeah, there's love in the world. There's love that will come from that.
I
so.
can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were in labor, was Robert there?
Robert was there from the beginning of labor.
Who else was there?
My mom was there. Robert was there. My dad came later. Everybody was there in the room with me. Robert was being extra as hell. He freaking brought his whole fucking TV to the hospital.
What? Wait a minute. You can do that?
During that time, I guess he was ready. He's like, we about to be in this room. So he brought his TV. He brought all types of stuff.
Not the TV.
Yes, a TV. Mind you, I think he was so like nervous.
That's nerves.
Yeah, he was.
My TV with me.
Like, how big was this TV?
It was a big screen TV.
The hospital was just like casually letting him walk in with this fucking big screen.
Excuse me, sir. Here's a plug for you. Like,
I'm
I don't
so
know what the
mad.
man was thinking, but
that's actually that's actually kind of cute, like in a weird way.
He didn't know. Yeah, he didn't know what to expect. He was just preparing himself to just be with me. But yeah, I got induced. We waited. My water broke. My water broke in the morning, and he was there the whole time. If I couldn't eat, he didn't eat, so he was just there.
So he was very supportive.
Yeah.
He was very supportive.
He was there. Like when he shows up, it sounds like he shows up.
When he shows up in my life,
he shows up.
Yeah,
he shows up. Like he's there for you.
He's doesn't make me happy. I listen to SZA, I Hate You a lot, and I think of him.
Oh, fuck.
And this one's dedicated to you, Robert.
I literally be in the car like, fuck you. Okay, anyways, you guys. But anyways,
you probably need those moments.
yeah. He was very supportive during my pregnancy. We had the hugest debate because he wanted Parker's name to be Robert. And I kept telling him, I'm not naming my son Robert if we're not married. And if you're over here cheating on me and just being this piece of shit to me, like, I'm not gonna
give you that.
Mm-hmm. You don't deserve that.
I feel you.
And so it was a long battle because he was like, but it's my first son. And
Bro, married or not, I was not having Zach Jr. I'm so sorry.
Yo, Zach is sitting in the room.
Sorry.
I wish we could have gotten a pan
there
of him.
There would not be a Zach Jr. running around here. Junior. Oh, hell no.
Zachy. Come here, Zachy.
Hell no. I don't care. I'm not with the juniors.
No, Messier really wanted a junior, and I was like, oh, it was a long battle. It was a really long battle, and Zaire didn't have a first name for a while. That's why he was Baby Reese, and a lot of people were like, what happened to his name? And I want to say he didn't have a first name because his daddy wanted him to be named Chimezie after him, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
No offense to anybody who is a junior, but we're not doing that in this house.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. And I broke the line because his dad's a Robert, he's a Robert, and I was like, sorry.
Next.
So, during my pregnancy, I got a really high fever. My heart rate was up. I had a fever of like 106.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was horrible. I was sweating. No, I had the shivers. I couldn't get warm. My fucking whole half of my body was numb, so my leg was flopping over like Kyle's, I think.
Yeah, my leg was...
Oh, right. You had a C-section.
I had a C-section.
An emergency.
So I had an emergency cesarean because Parker's heart rate wouldn't go down, and my doctor was a fucking asshole.
Whoa, she just cracked her knuckles so hard.
Shit out of her knuckles.
My doctor was an asshole. He came to me and was like, oh, well... And mind you guys, I was dilated. I was almost there. I could have waited a couple more hours and I could have pushed Parker out. But my doctor, and being a first-time mom, freaked the fuck out of me and Robert and everybody else in the room when we got the news, saying, oh yeah, his heart rate's up. But you know what? You can wait a few hours, but we don't know if he's going to make, or like what the situation will be. And of course you're going to... I freaking cried. He gave me literally 5 minutes to think about it. and came back in the room, was like, okay, well, what are we doing? And I was like, well, I guess I'm getting a cesarean. So I get pushed to the next room. They moved so fast. So fast. I didn't even get time to like, Robert didn't have time to put on his scrubs or stuff. And they just started cutting me open. And I remember screaming like, where's my boyfriend? My boyfriend's not here. And during that moment, Robert was a trooper because I don't know what the fuck I was telling him. I told him to sing to me. And
this boy be singing and dancing.
I said, babe, can you? He was like, what can I do? Like, I just said, can you sing to me? Like, so my mind wouldn't take me away from this. It just wasn't the best. I don't feel like I had the most intimate delivery.
You had a traumatic one.
It was very traumatic. I remember asking Robert recently, did I ever hold Parker when he first came out? And I didn't. He said they never gave me Parker to put to skin. Because I was like, oh, do I have a picture of me holding him? And he was like, no, but he was able to hold him. I think because I was on, they gave me so much drugs. I was just, out of it. So yeah, that was my labor.
Well, thank you, God, for giving us Shannon and Parker. Healthy out of that.
Yeah, everything was so healthy. You know, I came back to my room. It was I remember being so mad because everybody was in my freaking room after I gave birth.
Yeah, you just want to breathe for a second.
I had one of my best friends and her husband now in the room. I had my aunt, my cousin, I had my mom, my dad, Robert, all in the room after I had Parker.
Pregnancy pre-COVID.
Oh yeah,
you could literally have however many. I
had so many people in my room, and it was overwhelming because one, I felt like shit. Like I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend Brianna telling me, she was like, "Girl, you were drugged." She was like I don't think I held Parker until the next day. It was just a lot. Maybe I think I was breastfeeding him, but to latch on. But it was very traumatic pregnancy. And when we were leaving, I just remember they prayed over. I had Parker at an Adventist hospital, so they prayed over us before we left. And I just remember Robert crying his eyes out and telling me that he's gonna be a better man, and all this beautiful stuff.
He felt the word of God.
He felt the word of God.
In that moment, he was inspired.
Yeah. And then also he told me, going back, because at the moment he saw how much I was going through with Parker, he said, you can name Parker. Because it was still up in the air. We didn't really give Parker a name. But he's still named after his dad. Parker is Robert's middle name. So my son's name is Parker Leonardo Caskey. And Leonardo is from my dad and Robert. That was Robert's idea to honor my dad's name.
I like that.
So when we told my dad that Parker's middle name was his name, my dad lost it. So that was a really special moment.
I love that. I think that's special.
Yeah. Going home after we had Parker, my parents are very old school, and I wasn't going to go to Robert's
boy house.
So we went to my parents' house thinking that, my parents would be relaxed and cool for Robert to be there. My mom and dad were like, hell nah. Robert's not going to sleep over. And that was a lot for me and him because we're bringing home our bundle of joy. And my parents were just not, I don't know what my parents' thinking was, but I think I would have changed my mind. A part of me wishes that it was different because I needed Robert at that time. Because I remember, I don't know, whoever had a cesarean, it's so hard to move and do things. So,
were your parents helping? Like, was Robert allowed to come throughout the day to help?
He was able to
He just couldn't spend the night.
He couldn't spend the night, but I needed him that first night. And I remember...
And I know you were sleeping like sitting up.
So, the first night I didn't realize I couldn't get up. So I laid on my bed and my bed was low. And I remember Parker crying because I put him in the crib and I could not get up. And I called Robert. I said, please, please, please come. Like, I need you. I need you to help me with Parker. And then after that, I got moved to the couch and me and Parker probably slept on the couch for a couple months just because I had to sit up. And I just for myself and my recovery and how I recovered, I sat up the whole time.
Dang.
It was just hard. And it was easier because I think like having my parents be able to be closer and just all that type of stuff. But yeah, Robert would come throughout the day. He took off work for a little bit, but then went back. But he would come on his lunch break and make sure that me and him were okay and all that type of stuff. So it was good leading, you know.
It was a good start.
It was a good start. And when Robert moved from the boy house, he moved back to his mom's, and then he moved in with us.
Wait, to your parents' house?
To my parents' house.
How did we just get from he can't spend the night to now he's living with us?
So, it was still a weird situation because they had Robert sleeping in
the closet. No, just kidding.
They had Robert sleeping in my brother's old room.
Okay.
Which is next to mine. But it was just so weird. It was a weird dynamic. And it was when we talk about that situation now, he was like, it kind of took away my manhood because I couldn't be a father in the way I wanted to be. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm sorry, but, you know.
That's not something for you to apologize. I feel like if you wanted to be a man, Robert, then you would have had your own place to take your family back to.
Amen. You're right. I didn't have to apologize for that.
No.
Take it back.
I take it back. But yeah, so he moved in with us, and that brought a whole different type of anxiety to me because we weren't at that time we weren't at a good place. I had really bad postpartum depression. I remember yelling. I don't cuss at my friends. I don't yell at my friends.
Actually, the most I've ever heard you cuss is today, like in one setting.
Like I don't have altercations with my friends like that. I remember Parker's first birthday. I cussed out one of my really good friends because she got the cake order wrong. And I cussed out Brianna so bad. She was like, who the fuck are you talking to? I was like, why the fuck isn't my cake not ready? Like, I told you the day and all this type of stuff. She was like, but dude, like, I can give you money. She was trying to like
make it better.
But you guys, I became a different human. And I think that one, it was because of me and Robert's relationship wasn't healthy. The situation of me not having what I wanted, thinking that our situation was about to be picture perfect, thinking that Parker was going to have both parents, thinking that we were going to have this beautiful union, and it wasn't that. And I had to cope with that. I had to cope with me facing that I was becoming a single mother and me becoming this woman of, okay, I need to figure out my journey. And it was a really hard journey because hormones got in the way. I was pushing people away. I constantly heard Robert telling me, I want the old Shannon back. This is not Shannon. And I'm like, who the fuck? I am Shannon. Like, who do you want from me? Like, what do you want? I just gave birth to your child. Like, what do you really want from me?
Give her some grace.
Here's something I didn't know. 98% of oral bacteria are good for you, and they're actually essential for your oral health. Turns out the fact that all bacteria are bad is just a myth, and Lumino is busting it wide open. My Lumino products have made me feel healthier, safer, and happier about my smile. I can definitely tell the difference after I use the whitening strips, and I feel more confident. Lumino makes toothpaste, mouthwash, and whitening that are totally new and different approach for improving your oral health. They use purposeful and uncompromising ingredients like sea salt, aloe, and coconut oils to clean and brighten your smile. Plus, everything they make is certified non-toxic. You won't find harsh chemicals or bleaches in any of Lumino products. Everything is dentist formulated, backed by over 50 studies, and proven to protect the good bacteria. It only takes 30 minutes to apply and to brighten your smile with no sensitivity. I've been using it and I have been loving it, and I can definitely see the difference. Find Lumino on Amazon.com and get $7 off today. That's Lumineux. Remember, it's spelled with an X, so you can X out the harm. Lumino, dedicated to illuminating better ideas in oral care.
Winter is supposed to be hibernation time, and I simply can't deny it, but I'm staying in more than usual. But that doesn't mean I'm not busy or that I want to spend all my time in the kitchen. Luckily, I don't have to meal plan or prep, and I can still eat well now that I leave my meals to Factor.
Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen, prepared meals that are so delicious you wouldn't believe they're actually good for you. Factor saves me time by delivering chef-crafted meals to my doorstep, eliminating the hassle of grocery shopping and meal prep. Not to mention cleanup. No dishes to wash here. Factor is perfect for new moms. I barely have time to feed myself, let alone think about preparing a meal. Factor tackles the tough stuff, so I don't have to. Their registered dietitians and expert chefs work hand in hand to create meals with nutritious ingredients. And with more than 29 meal options each week, I'm never bored. Factor even knows my preferences. They offer vegan plus veggie meals, keto meals, low-calorie options, cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, plant-based bars, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep me fueled and focused all day long. Head to go.factor75.com/think120 and use code THINK120 to get $120 off. That's code THINK120 at go.factor75.com/think120 for $120 off.
Babies, mamas, yo baby daddy's mama, the whole fam in No Drama podcast. Well, maybe not no drama. It's called the Baby Mama No Drama podcast. The stars from Teen Mom 2, Kale Laurie, and V Rivera sit face to face and sound off on life's problems. Oh, and the entire show is based on the premise that V is Kale's baby daddy's wife. You can't make this stuff up. Motherhood, exes, life goals, mental health, and sex. This isn't just two girls gossiping back and forth. These girls are here to conquer life's problems, offer sound advice, and get a great laugh about all the crazy things they've been through. These teen moms are grown and adulting, and they are here to take you along for the ride. It's the Baby Mama's No Drama podcast. Listen wherever you get your pods. And we're back.
Well,
but yeah, so
should we take a quick break?
And that's hard to hear when you go through pregnancy, when you go through childbirth. You're changed. Like,
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
hormonally changed. And to hear from someone that you just want to love you and to support you saying, I need to hold you back, it's like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Are we supposed to ignore everything that just
That I'm going
happened,
through right now?
that we're
Like,
going
That
through?
doesn't
And I
help
think
us.
his coping mechanism was, you know, like, he never cheated on me, or, you know, like, it was just nothing ever happened. And for me, it all happened. It was all still so fucking fresh. Like, you put me through hell through the most beautiful moment of my life. Like,
Do you want me to just forget
do you
that?
mean forget that, you know? And mind you, during my pregnancy, I went through his phone and saw all these busted wide open pictures of his best friend showing her vagina to him. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
And what did he say to that? She just wanted to know if it looked okay. Just a vagina.
He said it was just a vagina. And when he told me, when I showed him that, he's like, well, I didn't ask for these pictures. You must have, because
You didn't tell her to stop.
You didn't tell her to stop, and no female is just gonna bust wide open for no
Now, Robert,
Random.
So
you could have came up with a better thing than
so
that.
she got it smooth from me because I wasn't having it, because I knew this girl and she knew that I was pregnant. I said, okay, your karma's gonna come for you, because knowing that I'm pregnant, knowing that.
And what'd she say?
She was like, but I just always loved him.
Oh,
and all this bullshit. I was like, bitch, get off my phone.
The EBGBs.
Oh my God.
When I tell you my pregnancy was just up and down, but at the same time, I always try to find the beauty of, situations.
I'm proud of you, Shannon, for not cracking anybody, because I'm pretty sure, like, even though Mete and I weren't always in, like, the best of places when I was pregnant, if some girl came at me sideways, I might have honestly picked up something and just hit her.
You guys know, Robert for sure got, has
So sorry, but
had stitches while I was pregnant.
You beat him up?
No, we went through a lot of shit, you guys.
You hit him with a car?
He fell.
You pushed him down the stairs? I'm just kidding.
No, he fell. He walked into the pole.
We had an altercation, and he literally, I think he like tripped over something, and it fucked up his leg. So
Oh my God.
yeah,
this is too much.
He has the biggest, like, it's on, I think it's on the back.
Oh my God, by the way, Shannon, say this is my leg. Shannon's going like this.
It's
like, it's a long.
Oh, he had like
He
real
had
injury.
Real injury. He had real surgery. He has nails in his.
Wait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
See, it's the silent ones that be the dangerous ones.
It's the,
Everyone is like, Shannon's so sweet.
Yeah,
now
we
y'all
went-
find out the real
We
truth.
went through a lot of shit, you guys. So if you're going through shit during your pregnancy, I just say, I really don't know what to say. I say just take yourself take it day by day. When I look back on when I tell my story, I know that it wasn't healthy. I know that me and Robert were very toxic for each other. And I think that's why we're not together today, because he knows and I know that we butt heads a lot and we're not healthy for each other. And that's that.
I think it adds, like, it makes it even more difficult because you guys have known each other for so long.
Yes.
And there's so many layers of your friendship, and just not your relationship like as dating, but like actually being friends and being there for each other, that it's hard to you can't just erase those moments or those feelings or those memories. So it's that's a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot to, if we were to go to therapy,
Y'all got a lot to unpack.
we have a lot to unpack from day one.
Yeah.
We have so much, because even if we were to get in an argument now about a relationship or whatever, it goes back to high school. To this day, it goes back to high school.
At what point did you realize? Well, how long did he live with you guys?
He lived with us for a couple months. My parents gave him a time frame, and it got to a point where he disrespected our house because he would come home late hours, like at 3 a.m. drunk, and just, not me pregnant, but me with Parker, his kid. And I lost my fucking mind when he lived with us, because I'd be looking out the window. I'd be tipped, like, be waiting at the door, like, where the fuck are you? Like, texting him, blowing up. And that takes away from you being a mother. That takes away so much energy that doesn't need to be taken away from you. So, and if your mental's not okay, like, it just takes so much out of you. So I had a lot of just breakdowns and stuff like that. But I remember one day during this time, I really turned to going to church. And I remember one time my mom took me to a women's seminar, and they were just talking about breaking shackles. And at that moment, I just was thinking about my situation, thinking about Robert living with us, and I was releasing. And I just was picturing myself breaking my shackles from our situation and allowing myself to just come into to who I am that was one of my steps. So that helped me a lot, going to church, involving myself in mother groups, and just hearing other mothers going through different struggles. Maybe not my struggle, maybe not them knowing that, you know, I'm a single mother and all this other stuff, but just hearing that other women are not always happy after having their kid, or their situation isn't always that great. But I'm so blessed with Parker. I love Parker, and I feel like he has made me a better woman. So yeah, after he moved out, it just, he already had a girlfriend when he was moving with me, when he was living with us. So
A girlfriend that you knew about?
the girlfriend that he has a kid with.
Okay.
now.
What the fuck?
I don't know. This is one thing that I need someone else to like shed light or like give me an answer or like a thought process. But Robert has never had an issue
Getting a girl.
Getting a girl.
No,
at all.
to the point where now he's on this is his third child with his third baby mama. And it's like these girls like want to fight over him. Like they want.
I wouldn't say this new.
It's interesting. It's very, yeah.
So you guys, I'll tell you about that story.
Robert, you're making my head hurt.
Yeah,
it makes my head hurt.
Right now.
It blows my mind. So I'll tell you guys about the experience about you know, the girlfriend having your baby daddy have a girlfriend
while he's living with you.
So I didn't realize he had a girlfriend until he fully moved out. And I was like, oh, you really had a girlfriend. So you guys, you know, it took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me because the girl that he was in a relationship with, I would call it jealousy, or look at me as a threat. I don't know, because there was just so much drama between me and the girl.
Did she know that he was living with you guys?
I assume so.
Okay.
This is the girl who just had the baby?
No.
Oh, the second one.
The second one.
Got it. Okay.
I don't really know their timeline, and I know if I would really dig deep, it would be really a fucked up timeline. I think I know it would be a fucked up.
So there's drama between you guys, or old drama.
Old drama. It was just a lot because I wasn't able to heal and understand him having a girlfriend. And so that came with drama. That came with, you know, the girlfriend was sleeping over his house. So the days that Parker needed to be with his dad, the girl would be there. And me, if a girl doesn't respect me, my child is not going to be around you. Yeah. Period. So there was a lot of that. A lot of Parker not being able to see his dad, a lot of questioning, a lot of back and forth, a lot of the girl on Robert's phone telling me, oh, yeah, I don't know why, but I was looking at I have all these screenshots of the old messages because I was in a build a file. And there's just a lot of her like trying to get under my skin, saying like, oh yeah, we can pick up my stepson, or just little bitchy things like that. So
I don't understand these females, y'all.
And I don't understand it either. So
I wonder how she feels now.
I wonder
because didn't he just have a baby on her?
Yes.
Yep.
So
he's in a relationship while y'all are pregnant. He's already in a full-blown relationship with someone else.
So now karma has come around the corner, and now you know how it feels. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody, not my worst enemy.
No,
but
either.
That you're now in that position, and it does not probably feel good.
And it doesn't seem like she has any kind of empathy or understanding towards you and your situation.
No,
but you also don't know what she knows. You also don't know what Robert has put into her head or manipulated her to believe, or you don't know what timeline he's made her believe. It's like,
oh yeah,
you don't know any of that.
Man, Robert is shooking and jiving, and
at the same time, it's like you can. you can feel some type of way, but you'll never unless
know.
you and her were able to sit down and have an actual conversation, and not one of like, you know, trying to get Robert or anything. But it's just more so of, my concern would be, I would want Ryder to have a relationship with her sibling. So it's like, can we get on the same foot, so at least we can meet at the park? You can sit on your bench and I can sit on my bench. But at least our kids can know their siblings.
And Parker is old enough now to where he's like, no,
he knows he has siblings.
He knows.
He doesn't know about number three, but he does know he has a sister. And you guys, the type of person I am, during that time, you know, it was relevant that she was going to be around. So I took it upon myself, even though I was shaking, my blood was going through the roof. I took time to say, hey, can we talk? Because I'm not going to have my kid around somebody that doesn't like me. So we had multiple talks, and I don't think it just got through her head. It was always a game to her. It was always trying to one up me, or
I'm sure it's not a game now.
Yeah, try to put shit in my face, or if I drop Parker off, she would be peeping through the window to make sure that I saw her. Bitch. Exactly.
I'm here.
And also in that situation, it made me see, when I was talking about family and Robert's mom being my family, I saw them choosing Robert's side, because I remember one day I asked his mom, I don't want her around Parker. And they didn't understand, like, she's not going to hurt Parker. Nothing's going to happen to Parker. I said, but no, I don't want her around Parker. And I remember one day I picked Parker up and I said, oh, Mom, is she here? Because I saw her car. And she's like, no, she's not here. I don't know why her car is out there. This bitch came out of the bathroom. And I said, oh, okay, thank you. Come on, Parker, it's time to go. So those are the different things that you have to watch out for yourself. And I learned, like, you know, family's going to protect family, period. I love his family to death, but
so
I realized
were they just in a relationship? Because their baby seems kind of brand new.
Is she even 2 yet?
I think she'll be 2 this year.
Right, but I'm saying they were in a relationship.
They were in a relationship.
But Robert just had another baby. So did he do the same thing?
Yes. Kind of. Yeah.
So, sorry. Okay. From my understanding, because I will say later on, I don't think their relationship was the most healthiest either. They were in a relationship for a long time when they had their kid. After, I think it was bumpy. But from my understanding, from Robert telling me, they weren't together
when he got the new girl.
Yeah, well, the timeline after she had their daughter, they weren't together.
But weren't they living together? Or
she was living at his mom's house. So that made shit even more awkward because they would want to see Parker, but then she would be there. So then I would stay there and I would get the stare down. Like she would just be watching me. It was the most. And that's when I stopped going to their house because the energy in their house was just so tight. Like I couldn't take it anymore. That
sounds bizarre.
It was really bizarre.
Have you heard from the third lady?
So no, I think that's another thing that I feel like it's a red flag because how
did you find out that Robert was having another baby?
Not from Robert.
Well, did you find out about the first baby from Robert?
Nope.
Not from Robert.
I had somebody showed me an Instagram post of the first girl, and it's like, oh, Robert's pregnant. I said, oh shit. So that took a lot out of me. I had a lot of confiding in you and asking you how I should, bring it up to Parker or just stuff like that. And then now fast forward to the new girl with having a kid. I found out through Instagram too. Somebody
not even long ago. It was
not even long ago.
This year.
Maybe a couple months ago, somebody said, "Oh, Shannon, did you know Robert is having another kid?" And I said no. And now at this point, I think I've
So when you found out, did you say something to Robert?
yeah, I hit him up and I said, "Hey, do you have something to tell me?"
And what did he
And he
say?
got very defensive. "I don't have nothing to tell you. You got something to tell me? Why are you on my phone like this?" Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. If you don't have nothing to tell me, then never mind.
And the pictures are all over the internet.
Right.
So he'll like block Shannon, unblock Shannon, block Shannon.
I get a lot of
Shannon.
it. I'm for sure blocked right now off of his stories, but I will for sure get a DM from him of a random reel, or I'm like, bro, let's get it together.
Yeah.
Because what do you want me to know? What do you not want me to know? Like, and that comes with boundaries. And I still feel like me and Robert have no boundaries at this point, and we should. I mean, I feel like I've put up boundaries for myself, but we have just a really weird relationship.
I'm going to ask a question that people are probably going to wonder.
Yes.
Because you just said you guys have no boundaries.
Okay.
Does this mean that you and Robert have messed around for the past, since forever?
If I'm being honest with you all, me and Robert have messed around.
Dun, 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 dun.
But it wasn't, yeah, we've messed around. And, Shannon, I'm going to get really emotional because I know people are going to judge me and be like, well, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that?
You're not the only one.
There's no judgment.
I know, but it's just, it's a thing.
Girl, I went and had a whole other kid.
We're judging you, no? We're actually going to judge you down there, okay?
But yeah, I've messed with Robert at the times where he's made me feel like it was okay.
That's that manipulation coming back.
Yes. And
He
for
definitely
sure
knows how to butter
he knows how to
Shannon
butter
up.
me
Yeah.
up, and he knows how to
Sounds
get
like
under
somebody else I know.
and he knows how to get under my skin. which in fact is something that I went to therapy for over the pandemic, because I knew that wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
I remember my therapist, which stood out to me. She was, what are you trying to prove? Why are you trying to prove to these people that don't care about your feelings? Why are you trying to prove to him that, these different things? So yeah, I have messed with him.
I would say from a friend perspective, from a family perspective, listening to you talk about the things that you've gone through, listening to the toxicity, listening to you even saying, I know it's not healthy for me. It's like, what do we have to do to get Shannon to understand Shannon's worth? What do we have to do to get Shannon to understand Shannon's value?
Like, you got out of that
because
situation.
he is not the one, and I think you know
course,
that.
yeah.
But he's not even worth a fucking toe. Like, and I'm not saying that to say that Robert is the worst person in the world or that he's a scum of the earth. I'm not saying that. Maybe he's a great person. Clearly, somebody really likes him. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for you and your body and things that your boundaries. It's like, next time we have this conversation, I need you to say all the boundaries are up, all the walls are up.
I think I will say all the boundaries are up at this point.
They should be.
Because if I'm being totally honest with everyone, I've had messages recently, and my boundaries are up. Because at this point, I am not a playground.
No, you're not.
Right.
I am not somebody to be. I'm a very emotional person. And sex to me is very emotional, and it touches me, it mentally, physically, and everything. And I know that my body is a temple. And so I would say that, yes, I know now that I know my worth. I know that there is somebody out there for me that loves me fully of who I am. And I'm just waiting for that person. I know I talk about a lot of like playing around and all that kind of stuff. And dating and all that kind of stuff. But I've been on this road of like recovery of just I'm waiting for that right person to be able to come. I know this is going to sound real crazy, but to come in, like, to be inside me, like, and
we need a sound bite of just that to come and be
just
inside
got
me.
deep.
I mean, it's true. Like,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's such a spiritual thing to me. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm a fucking crier when I have sex.
Oh my God.
Shannon cries. If Shannon has sex, I'm like, did you cry?
I've heard some of the crying stories, and I would literally pay to be a fly on the wall to see this girl cry during sex. I cannot lie.
I don't need to see Shannon cry. I
wouldn't see it. No, I wouldn't see it.
I want to hear Shannon, but I want to see the man's face.
I want to see it with my own eyeballs. I want to see.
Are there teardrops? Like, are you on top and then like the tears are falling on
not
him?
dripping down?
No, it's just me.
Is he mortified, or is he like, cry for me, baby?
Is it after or before the orgasm?
It's
or during.
Before. It's before. It's before I even like.
She snots during orgasm.
I just get super emotional, and I'm like,
no. Wait, have you always been a crier?
I don't think so.
Do you think it could be like some kind of PTSD or some kind of like trigger that you was like some kind of deep down emotional trigger, something that is associated with sex due to some of the trauma that you've experienced?
We need a sex therapist on aisle 3. If anybody knows a sex therapist, we need one over here.
SOS.
Somebody send us a sex therapist.
The guy who's about to have sex with me, and he's like, "You're here to stay, sir."
But I'm very curious to know if this crying is associated with certain trauma.
Yeah, exactly why after this, I'm
has
going
happened.
to look up a sex therapist. We need to figure this out.
Yeah, I don't. It could be trauma, but I think
she just likes it.
maybe I don't know, but.
I think you just
I wasn't
being held up too. Like it's just
it's a release. It's a releasing.
And to be honest, like the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't want to be touched by anyone except for like one person. So it's like,
think because too, we're parents and our kids touch us every fucking day.
Yeah,
they do.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I did that. I did one of those twitching moves last night, and Ryder said, "Oh no, cuddle." I was like, "Girl, get off me!" No cuddle. And I'm like, "All right, come on, cuddle."
Bob.
She said, "You need space." I'm like, "Oh, right, no, come on."
So real,
Not that you need space. Boz got mad at me the other night because I kept, now that I'm like, I'm nursing Zaire, he wanted to play with my boob, and he was like, "Oh, the boobs is it free range now?" And I was like, "No." And then he rolled over and went to the very edge of the bed. So like, it literally, if he breathed wrong, he was gonna fall off. And he kept saying, "You don't want me anymore." And I was like, not exactly. Like in my head, I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I want you to stay over there.
True,
Matter of fact, go get in your bed." But at the same time, I was like, "That's not what I'm saying." Like, and he was really sad. Like.
So sorry. I feel like we always go on these tangents, but this is about Shannon today. Present day. How is Robert's relationship with Parker? Do you guys have a schedule? Do you guys have an agreement when it comes to finances, when it comes to pickup drop-offs? Like, how does all that work for you guys?
Is he involved in making decisions? Like,
So I would say I'm solely like Parker's full-time parent. It's a lot of stress because one, I'm super hard on myself, and that's hard that's in a whole other topic. But we don't have an agreement. We don't have, a set up schedule. Our schedule would be him seeing Parker on every Saturday. We've had so many fights, we're going to court for this and that, which have never
happened.
Never happened.
Hasn't transpired.
But we've had a lot of, heartache and stuff like that, just because of, set days. But when it comes to set days, Parker has been disappointed. And there has been days that he was super ready to see his dad, ready at the door, backpack on, you know, ready to conquer the day with his dad, and his dad didn't show up. Or me blowing up his phone and his dad didn't text me back, or I'm blocked. So, you know, it's become now where I've just come to the fact where, you know, I'm very lenient with the situation, and I'm okay with that. It took me a long time to get to this point, but, you know.
When you say you're lenient, can you elaborate on what you mean by that?
I think I'm lenient because, you know, at the beginning, and I remember Cheyenne told me to stop, or to like take back from it, but I would hit up Robert every day, like, oh, let's call dad, let's FaceTime him, let's do this. So, like, we're gonna go to dad's job, we're gonna go get dad coffee. Like, that was my routine of Parker seeing his dad every day. Before school, like,
Shannon was making it happen.
I was making it happen. And so that made Robert very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to step back from doing that because that's not my job.
No.
Yeah.
As a mother, it's not your job to make sure that your kid is seeing their dad every day. And so once I stepped back, I started seeing him getting mad at me. Like, why am I not seeing my kid? Why are you keeping my kid away from me? And I kept telling him, I'm not keeping Parker away. You are more than free to come pick him up from my parents. You're more than free to do things with your kid. I'm not taking that away from you.
I'm just not making it as easy for you to do it.
I'm not making it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
making
I
it
remember
easy.
when Shannon was telling me, I'm taking Parker to go see Robert. I'm like, where? She goes, on his lunch break. I'm like, did he ask you to come?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it would be like hit or miss. And I'm like, Shannon, we're not doing this today. Like,
Yeah.
first off, this is not healthy for Parker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Parker is old enough to understand what's going on. And I remember there was one time where Parker was here and he had told me about a story. It was, I don't know if it was soccer practice. It was something. But I could just feel the anxiety coming from him. And I'm like, like,
we cry.
it was like, I remember Shannon and I were talking and I'm like, okay, we got to change some things because he's starting to feel it.
Oh, soccer practice.
Was
yeah.
it soccer practice?
Yeah, there was one time,
And Parker's
not
smart.
too.
Yeah, no, Parker was
Now
telling
he's-
me
now
this
he's
story. Like,
older.
this
Parker
wasn't
is
like
smart.
Shannon telling me this is what happened. This is Parker explaining to me how he felt. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like this. Like,
Yeah, now that he's older, since I've stepped back of like being so like everything's on a platter for you, and that was the beginning of, you know, the first 3 years for Parker, like, because I thought that's what I needed to do to keep a family. But now, fast forward to now I'm like, are we gonna call dad today? Do you want to tell dad something? No. So I don't push because I know that's his decision. That's Parker's decision. That's for Robert to hit him up. So what Cheyenne is talking about, soccer, I remember it was for Halloween, before Halloween. Robert was supposed to come with us to Corey's house to come trick-or-treating with us. It was about to be so fun. And when the day came, Robert wasn't going to come. Mind you, we were all going to be a little Hulk family. And I bought Robert a shirt. I was Hulk woman and Parker was Hulk. So blowing them up like, hey, we're about to go to Corey's house. Can you come? Like you can meet us there. What's the deal? Like, please let me know. And he was, you know, I can't go. I have something to do. Okay. I'm like, well, Parker's really depending on you to come to Halloween. He's really excited that you're about to be Hulk. Like, let's do this. So he didn't come. And he FaceTimed me thinking that this FaceTime was for Parker. So I gave Parker the phone because if you're FaceTiming me, you don't want to talk to me. You're already fighting with me. You want to talk to your son. He gets on the phone and Parker's like, oh, hey, Dad, are you coming with us to trick or treat? And his dad is all pissy. He's like, nah, your mom's talking over there, talking shit, and said this to Parker. And I said, excuse me, don't cuss. Don't say that in front of Parker. Like, that's unnecessary. Like, don't do that. And that was that. And, you know, I texted him and gave him an earful. Like, don't ever do that again. Like, that's your son. Like, he's like, well, why did you give him the phone? Like, that's your fault. Like, don't just give your kid the phone. I'm like, bro, like,
Don't deflect.
Don't do that. So whatever. So I was trying, so that really hurt Parker's feelings that he said a bad word. Parker doesn't like when people cuss. So,
and Parker doesn't like the energy that Robert projected onto
me. Yeah. He, when I tell you my son is my protector, he's my protector. So fast forward, you know, we're about to go to soccer practice and his dad was coming to all his soccer practices. And, you know, I was telling him, I'm like, oh, do you like, and let's call dad and bring him, like, to tell him that we're going to go. And he said, no, I don't want dad to come to soccer practice. And I said, okay, cool. So I told Robert, like, you know, be chill, like, don't come. And Robert ended up coming to his soccer practice. Parker was furious at me. You know, he told me in the car, but when he saw his dad at practice, he didn't look at his dad. His dad say, what up, Park? And he did not say what's up to his dad. Like, he didn't acknowledge him. And I've never seen Parker like that at all. So when we got in the car, I said, hey, Park, what was wrong? He said, I told you not to tell dad to come to practice. I did not want dad to come. And I said, why? Because he didn't say nice words to you. And I want him to apologize to you. And so I told Robert, I said, hey, it really bugged Parker that you know, he didn't like how you talked to me. You need to come as a man and come to me in front of your son and say you're sorry. Because that's not how, because I teach my son, like, you don't talk to mommy crazy. You don't, you respect women. So, you know, that was one of those moments as a parent, you know, like, you know, you need to listen to your kid.
Yeah, we really you learn from your child. Like, you don't.
Did he listen to his kid?
Did Robert ever say a sorry in front of me? Mm-hmm. No, I never got that sorry. But I think that Parker takes in a lot, and he's a very sensitive little soul. So. I think he remembers those type of things, and he feels energy, he feels different things, and it's just important to really hear your kids out, you know, and respect their wishes when they're really telling you something that they don't want.
Yeah.
So I hope that on a positive, let's be optimistic, I hope that one day Robert will grow up and we'll see how beautiful Parker is, and we'll want to step up to be an actual father, an actual parent. Anybody can be a dad. Like, and I say that to say, like, a sperm donor. Like, you're not, but to really be a father, like, to really step up and parent, that takes work.
That takes a lot of work.
Money. That takes emotion. Like, that takes time. Effort.
Consideration.
It's so much that goes into it. But to do it, like, and to really do it well, I really hope that one day he can do it. Not only for Parker, but for himself.
Yeah.
And I hope that the baby mamas, that they grow, that they can see that there's two sides to every story, and that there's more to this than what you guys probably know, and that you might feel some type of way about Shannon, but you probably don't have any type of clue what Shannon has been through with Robert.
Yeah. So
don't judge. Like, what can you guys say?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and what can Robert say?
I don't think he can say anything at this point.
I'd be very curious to see Robert sit down with all three of y'all.
Oh, that'd be really interesting.
I'd pay to see that.
I would pay too. I don't even need words. I just need y'all to look at each other.
I'm interested to know if Robert listens to the podcast.
Well, every now and then he does put comments on.
He commented one comment when Shannon looked like a minion.
No, I feel like he's commented on the YouTube.
Oh, I haven't seen him on the YouTube, but
he's been on.
Then maybe that wasn't Robert.
I'm very interested to see if he comes alive after this episode.
Yeah, he came alive one episode when I was talking about finances.
Oh, so maybe he does listen. Maybe.
No, he came alive because I love you guys so much. Because one of you, I think somebody saw his story and said, oh, so you can buy some nice ass shit, but you can't buy Parker shit? I'm done.
I remember.
And I died. Robert hit me up. He was like, so one of your friends. I said, who? I was thinking, I'm like, damn, Kyle, Cheyenne, like, who's over there?
We would have said
in
something.
his head. And he screenshotted me. I said, oh, I was like, that's one of our listeners. I was like, and it felt good. I'm like, yeah, thanks, girl. You tell him. But yeah, it's finances is another subject. It's just, I remember on Christmas, I was telling him about finances, like, you need to step up. I mean, I know you have all these kids now, but, you need to help. Parker's in a private school. He has a lot of needs. He eats a lot.
Parker likes to eat.
And Parker likes to eat. He's growing. Yeah. I'm constantly buying shoes and this and that. Yeah. Like, I need help. And he was like, well, that's all you needed to say, Shannon. And I'm like, bro, no, it's not, because we've talked about this before. So on Christmas, he's like, well, here's this. And I'm like, well, I need this monthly. Like, it's not just a one-time here, Shannon. So now I think, that's gotten into his system. So it's happening now, but.
So he's giving you something.
There's some progress. There's some progress. But at the same time, like, it's about communication on both our halves and growth. And I just pray for us to have that growth moving forward. I pray that, like Cheyenne was saying, that I'm not a type of woman that wants to keep my son away from his siblings. So I would love to have a cordial relationship with the other mothers. Whatever that may look like. I've, haven't met this other girl, but I just pray that she is awakened and realizes by having a kid that it's a journey. Mm-hmm. It's not just one person that you have to take care of. Your new child has siblings, and it's for you to make that decision. So I just pray for the situation. It's interesting watching him with each girl. Each girl gets elevated, and I'm like, well, what the fuck did I get? But it's okay.
What do you mean when you say each girl gets elevated?
Well, I mean, the second baby mama got to live in the house with his family.
I'm all the way done.
She got to have, she built the crib in the whole new nursery.
Got it.
The third one,
we get it. We get it.
Yeah. So
God.
I just
they
think
just get a little bit more time.
Robert, if you decide to tune into this episode for some strange reason, maybe because you see your name in the caption, or maybe because you saw a clip that we put up and we're talking about you, bro. I hope that you really actually listen. Yeah. Like, don't get mad and just get your panties in a bunch, but actually listen to what Shannon is saying, and listen to what she's been through, and listen to what Parker is going through, and maybe change some ways and say, hey, I heard the podcast. I don't really want to talk about it, but I would like to see Parker every Saturday, and I'll be at your house at 2:00, bitch. Yeah. Look, I want you to pull up with that energy, Rob. I don't want you to pull up with the little dick energy like you talked about me on your podcast. Yeah. I want you to pull up with big dick energy that apparently you think you have, run around the city. I want you to pull up like, I'm coming over on Saturday, I'm bringing a basketball, and I'm walking Parker to the park.
See,
okay,
I like that energy.
I want you to come with that energy. energy.
Check your
like,
Zale.
Not a
Just Zaled you.
Yeah, like come with the energy so that the next
Send
episode
some groceries to your house.
Shannon could be like, y'all, he pulled up, okay? He had groceries. They went to the park. I got my nails done in that time. Like, I got a second to breathe.
Parker has new clothes.
Yes, like, come with some different energy, bro.
Yeah,
Because I swear, if you hit her up on some dumb shit,
again.
it's going to be real annoying.
It is.
It's going to be so annoying. Ugh.
It's like he just keeps digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. And it's, it's not the point where Parker doesn't really ask to call his dad and stuff like that. But when he does see his dad, he's very happy, which makes me happy. And, I pray for that for Parker. I really pray that he gets, because at this point, I think Parker looks up more to my dad than his dad. And that's just real. That's how it is.
I think we learned a lot about Shannon today.
I really hope that this episode, you guys kind of understand me a little bit more. I am open for more questions. If you guys want more from me, if I didn't open up enough.
Oh, no, you did great. Whoever complains after this, we just don't care what you have to say because I'm sitting here girl, it's only 12:30 and I need a glass of wine.
Yeah, I've been through a lot, you guys, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, and I bottle it all in and I don't reflect. And I think Parker being gone for 5 days this past weekend, I reflected a lot and I cried a lot and realized that I needed time to myself to think, because every time that I get a moment like that, I was with Martin and we went on a trip. So the last few times that I had time to have time to myself, I was in Hawaii or I was in New Orleans and I didn't have time to really deflect and be in my head or go to the beach and look at the ocean and cry and
have a moment to
self. So I think that this is a perfect time for me to open up to everybody and really, I just really hope that there's somebody out there that can relate, that can take something from this, that can learn from my mistakes and build yourself up and set those boundaries and know your worth.
I'm proud of you.
I am too.
Thank you.
I'm very, very proud of you. I feel like listening to you talk and listen to you share, I'm sitting here in awe only because I've seen Shannon go through some of these things, and the way she's talking right now is I'm strong and everything's not okay, but I'm going to be okay. And I like that. I like hearing you talk about it with confidence and knowing that you're opening up a door that it might cause some problems, but just know we are here to help you along the way. And if anybody has an issue,
you guys know how to reach us.
You know how to find us, okay?
So rather than going directly to Shannon or for
you can
Shannon,
DM me at Shy Not Shy.
Or
that is CHEYNOTSHY. Girlfriend, I'm talking to you, okay? Any of them, holla at me.
Because guess what? We've known Robert for a very long time, too.
Yeah, I'll pull up the pictures of him in the overalls with the bow tie with the shiny necklaces.
It's not that I have a friendship or a relationship with him now, but I don't mind
seen it from
talking to him
day one.
and being like, yo.
Yeah, Rob, if you want to holla at me, too, we can talk.
Come on.
I got some good advice, bro. I can tell you what to do on Saturdays with Parker.
Yes, please, hit her up.
Hit me up. It's not a bashing moment.
No.
This is a let's build, let's talk about it. Clearly we have some issues, but let's figure it out for Parker. This has nothing to do with you. Nobody that's not it.
Nobody wants you. No.
Yeah.
Somebody wants you.
Not somebody wants somebody.
But anyway, I think this was a good moment for Shannon.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of Shannon. Everybody should be proud of Shannon. So everybody tell Shannon.
I need to see a bunch of ghost Shannons.
I need a lot of encouragement in Shannon's DMs this week.
Shannon likes affirmations.
I need a lot. All right. I need somebody to say, Shannon, I see you.
Yeah. I see your growth. Like
I do too.
In how you talked about this today, it's like a different.
Yeah, I'm ready to party.
Energy.
Like,
yeah,
I'm ready to do something now. I feel good. And I didn't even release.
I'm ready to party too.
Right. I'm like, what can we do now, guys?
I feel like this is the one cool thing about friends. It's like when your friend has like that moment, like it has an epiphany or like goes through this like cathartic moment. They're like, oh, look at, I'm growing. I can own my story now. It's like,
yeah.
I feel like your energy has transferred over to me. Yesterday, I was having a really hard day, but now I'm like, I just feel better.
I feel a lot better too.
I feel better.
I had a lot weighing on me this morning, and I was not like mentally in a good space to sit here and like
I wasn't
have a conversation. But now I feel like it's a nice day outside.
Yeah.
What time do you guys have to pick up your kids? Because my nanny's here and Ryder's getting picked up from her dad. So what can we do? Like
Parker's getting picked up in his grandparents.
I'm like, can we just sit on the couch and watch a good Netflix? Like I just feel good.
Should we go to lunch?
That feels good.
Should we go to lunch?
Should we cook?
Oh, I got some filet. I pulled out some. All right, y'all. This was a fun week. This was a good topic, but we gotta go. Okay.
I love you guys so much.
I have a WTF.
Oh, share.
What'd you say, Zach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Zach's happy.
Wait, Zach. Can you come here really fast? I just have a quick question for you.
Coming. Yes, honey.
Have you ever had sex?
Oh yeah.
Dip your head down, babe. Have you ever had sex with a female and she started crying?
Yeah. It was hella awkward.
Was there a reason that she was crying?
As soon as you said that, I can picture the whole situation.
Well, how did you feel during that
But
moment?
was she crying out
Was
of
she,
like sadness
Yeah.
or just
It
crying?
was like I don't want this to be like a one-time thing. And it was like it was weird as fuck.
I don't know if this is a
I was just
TMI,
sitting
but
there
like
our good friend Shannon.
Did you ask her if she was
Shannon
okay?
is a crier, babe.
Really? Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Go in the bathroom and cry real quick.
Dismiss yourself.
What did you do when she started crying?
I stayed there, but we didn't have sex after that.
It just killed the mood.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
we're done.
That shit is.
Yo, he's really eating this sandwich. Like,
This sandwich is fire.
All right, thank you. Just out of curiosity, we're gonna bring a sex therapist on next week. Still, anybody have any suggestions for that? Please let us know. But Kyle, what's your WTF?
okay. We started the episode off pretty shitty. We're gonna end off pretty shitty. So Cheyenne, Ryder, they all had the bug. Boz, okay. I had okay.
That's shitty too?
Oh, this is after my all caps message, like the day after. I had some time to myself, by the way, which I went and edited and I changed it so that's not all caps because I don't want people to think I'm yelling or like having a Kanye moment as
I was saying.
Yeah, I really wasn't. It was a good moment for me. I felt freer afterwards. So the next day, or was it that night? It was either that night or the next day. I had some time to myself, and when I tell you, I took like a 45-minute shower. I used all my products. I felt so good. My skin felt great. I was glistening, and then I got out the shower and I like
I know what you're about to say
I
now.
moisturized my body for like another 45 minutes. So now I'm not like
Now you're the greasiest bitch in LA.
no, I was hella fucking moisturized. I had like exfoliated and moisturized like my face. Like I just felt like I looked like an angel in that moment.
Not an angel.
She was like, if Boz wasn't in my bed, it would have been one of those nights where I slept naked and I would just been like, let me just extend and like just let everything breathe. So I got in the bed. Boz was knocked out. I was so happy. I almost turned on a TV show, which is a big deal because I don't like televisions in the bedroom. But I almost put on the TV and I was like, I feel great. My kids are asleep. Bro, I had been in bed for 3 minutes and then all of a sudden, I had projectile puke all on my face and my neck and my chest from Boz, who caught the writer bug. And when I tell you, all I could do was sit there for a second because he kept going.
Boz.
And this night, Boz ate broccoli at dinner time. It was like a great night. Like Boz had been off vegetables. He ate broccoli, fish, and rice.
Shannon, you didn't see the picture?
Oh, I did. My dad posted
your dad
it.
posted it. Oh, that was a picture.
Yes.
He said when your babies are sick,
This is what it looks like.
And that was like a cleaned up version of the photo. Like when I tell you all I could do in that moment was I was trying to get Boz, but it just kept coming out. It was like he had so much. And Boz loves to drink water. And like before night, it was just it was so much. So I had all my blankets, sheets. At first, I was like panicking because I was like, do I clean him up? Do I clean myself up? Zaire woke up.
I just moisturized.
I just look like an angel.
Bro, I was hot. But at the same time, I'm like, my baby. So all I could do in that moment was call my mom on the phone. I was like, Mom, help me. I need help. And she comes in and she was like, oh. So I'm like trying to change sheets. I'm trying to comfort Boz, do all this stuff. So that was day one. The next day, Boz at one point said, Mom, my pants are wet. And I'm like, oh, baby, did you pee on yourself? What's going on? I looked at his pants. I said, there's nothing on there. And he turned around and he said, here. This boy had swamp butt.
Not swamp butt. That's what I had in my nightmare.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's what I had in my nightmare.
He didn't shart himself. He like diarrheaed himself. So that was day 2. And then the next day,
how many WTS did we ask you for?
he was still asleep, and I was waking him up, and he had diarrheaed himself again, and I was like, dang, I'm so sorry, baby.
Bro, it's been one shitty ass house.
It was a really.
No, I think you're fine. I think you're okay.
I didn't get it.
But if you do get it, I apologize.
A little jump start on this wedding weight. No. Yeah, it was a pretty shitty it was a lot of body.
Shitty week?
It was a lot of body fluids going on.
I lost like 5 pounds.
It was gross.
Lie.
But my skin still feels good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a different type of moisturizer.
I think this was a very good episode for all of us.
I feel good though. I feel
good too.
Like,
yeah.
I for sure had anxiety before. Like I was really anxious because I really never shared, that much with.
And it's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not. We talked about that when you had to step out about how it's not easy to do that.
Easy.
But I'm happy I shared. I hope I've touched, a few mothers.
Me. Yeah. And I'm being really serious. I really want you guys to go and give Shannon some love in her DMs, or on our page, wherever you want to put it. Just because sometimes when you open up the door like this, you just need to know you did it in that it like somebody heard you. Like I don't need you to tell her she's beautiful. I need you to say like I heard you. If you really did hear her,
if you heard me,
if you heard her, I really need you to let her know, because then it's gonna make her feel better that next time she can share again. Yeah. But that's just my tidbit. But
I think that's a good note to hold on. That would be like any word of advice. Like once you do open that door and you get that encouragement or you get that okay, then you learn it's okay to like be yourself,
being able to be
embrace yourself, so that rather than being like bottling everything in and then one day you're like at this emotional wreck. But it's if you can just let it out a little bit at a time.
I have a lot of people who always ask me, why do you talk so freely about not knowing who Ryder's dad was? I was like, do you know how many women hit me up after I said that?
Right.
And was like, girl, I'm in that exact situation right now, help me. Like I have so many of those DMs all the time, and I'm like, sis, you weren't by yourself. So I think sometimes you just need to know that somebody else heard you. But I'm really happy we covered this topic this week. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited to see what comes from this conversation, and I'm excited to see your growth. You guys, I hope everyone has a beautiful rest of the week and a great weekend. Don't forget to follow us at the Think Loud Crew on Instagram and on our YouTube and on all the podcast platforms. I'm Shy Not Shy.
And I'm here by Shannon C.
And I am R. Kyle Lynn.
Love you guys.
Hope you guys don't get the shits.
Don't get the shits.
Love y'all.
Bye. Babies, mamas, yo baby daddy's mama, the whole fam in No Drama podcast. Well, maybe not no drama. It's called the Baby Mama No Drama podcast. The stars from Teen Mom 2, Kel Laurie, and V Rivera sit face to face and sound off on life's problems. Oh, and the entire show is based on the premise that V is Kel's baby daddy's wife. You can't make this stuff up. Motherhood, exes, life goals, mental health, and sex. This isn't just two girls gossiping back and forth. These girls are here to conquer life's problems, offer sound advice, and get a great laugh about all the crazy things they've been through. These teen moms are grown and adulting, and they are here to take you along for the ride. It's the Baby Mama's No Drama podcast. Listen wherever you get your pods.
Soft, cozy, and sustainable. 3 words I usually don't use when describing my underwear, but that all changed when I tried Parade. Parade makes sustainable, creative basics so soft and comfortable that you can't wait to put them on. This company launched only 2.5 years ago with the mission to make underwear more accessible, inclusive, and self-expressive. Since then, they've sold over 2 million pairs. Parade's inclusive sizing means you will have zero trouble finding that perfect bralette or pair of underwear. I just had a baby, and to be honest, I don't know what size I wear nowadays. Luckily, the underwear starts at $8, so I was able to get more than plenty and try different sizes. I just picked up their high-rise thong, and it's so soft, I can't even feel it on my body. I love a seamless panty. Did I mention that they are all about sustainability? Parade crafts their signature styles with super soft, certified recycled yarns, plus all their products come in biodegradable packaging. They have a underwear recycling program. I've never heard of this, but I'm going to try it out. And for every Parade purchase you make, they give back to organizations that support reproductive rights, racial equality, and LGBTQ plus communities. Upgrade your top drawer with an exclusive 20% off Parade. Go to yourparade.com/think and use code THINK to get 20% off. That's yourparade.com/think.